And today I wanted to invite other tradesmen for a live conversation on YouTube about what got them started in the trade, where they're going at it, any advice they can give, some conversation around their favorite techniques, different hard lessons that we face in the trades that a lot of times is not told. And I want to start a open conversation. And this is going to be a scheduled conversation. The goal is to interview someone and to do a live interview and then upload it to be scheduled so that way the listener can be able to see it when it's live and then later be able to see it posted. So the goal is to really do some highlights on where we're going with the trades and highlight other people's journey. Because sometimes, we'll see people at a certain level and we'll wonder how they got there and not realizing the path, the struggles, the trials, the investment that it took to get them to these certain levels and how did they get there. And also to inspire others with ideas. I realized a few years ago that information changed your situation. So if you can get the right information to get the and start creating the right ideas, it can start shifting your life in a different direction. And that's what I want to do with these live interviews. And we're going to be going live on YouTube. So we do have certain guidelines we're going to have to stick by. So we're going to make sure that everybody that we interview will be sticking by the guidelines and making sure everything go by smooth. And we want to have a live, interesting conversation. So we will ask the audience to be respectful, but we're going to allow the the comments to just come in to ask us questions. So that way, if we're talking about something that really touched someone, someone behind the cameras can tell us the question, and we can kind of highlight on that as well. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Salute, salute. I appreciate it, family. I appreciate it. And that's the goal, is to inspire, is to help the next generation really get it, to help those who are trying to transcend into the trades and to just show them that there's many different options because our goal is to focus on creating a job, creating a career, or creating a business. Everyone has different aspects in it, and a lot of times we just got to get started. And if we get started, we can start creating some cool ideas when it comes to welding and fabrication and fitting and doing field repairs or doing pipe welding, different technology approaches to creating things with the plasma cutter, different products that's available now. If it's from furniture, if it's tools, and also, talk about some of the techniques that we feel is valuable, in the trade because everybody got a different standpoint. So I want to highlight that. So if anyone, let me make sure that I lock this in. If anyone want to inquire more about it or go live with me, all you have to do is email me at yourweldingcoach@gmail.com. That's your welding coach because I'm yours personally at gmail.com. And we can set up an interview. The goal is to make these conversations at least an hour long. I want to do like a 60-minute conversation because there's a lot we can talk about. There's a lot we can highlight on, and we can be able to touch a lot of fine points. But we at least want them to be at least 60 minutes. Now, if they go over, that's fine with me. We just want to schedule a time with the person that we're interviewing because we don't want to bombard on no one's time. If they only got an hour, we want to honor the time. If they can sit down and hold a conversation, 2 hours, hour and a half, that's fine as well. The goal is to have a realistic conversation, fam. And just a few things I wrote down to kind of give you the structure of how we want to go with it. We're gonna start out first. That's how we're gonna do it. Start out. What got a person into the trades? What made them interested? What made them want to say, you know what? I want to do this specific thing. If it's becoming a welder, a pipe welder, a fitter, iron worker, a craftsman, um, electrician, a plumber, um, HVAC, uh, trucking, whatever it is that we're interviewing. We want to know what got you started. Like, what was your spark? And for those who know me personally, know that my mother, who's been following me for a while, know that my mother introduced me to welding while I was incarcerated. So I was 17 years old when I got introduced to the trades, and it changed my life forever. So I know how the right information and the right person that can talk to you, that can plant a seed, that can change things for you. So we want to highlight those things when we hold these conversations. And the next thing we're going to talk about is rememberable moments. Man, fam, I think we all, as a tradesman, have some some memorable moments in the trades where we'll never forget. If it was starting out, if it was a bad job, if it was a bad experience, and I have several very rememberable moments, and some of them has been documented on my old channel where I traveled out to a location in Nevada, and I did a project, and I was ready to do the project. I came there prepared. I was focused. I was ready, and just so happened I had some people that didn't like the fact that it was me out there working with them. And gave me a real hard time where I had to go on and drag up and leave, and that was a bad experience for me. And I documented and said that that was going to be my last time ever doing something like that, and it was my last time ever doing something like that because I traveled and I put myself in a bind. I got compensated for my time, so I didn't lose a whole lot, but I could have won a whole lot if everything would have went through with the project. I just wanted to complete the project. I wasn't trying to work with the company. I was just coming in to help the company. And sometimes when you're an outsider coming in to help a company, sometimes some of the people there frown on it because they know that you might be getting paid more, or the company might have to do extra things for you that they feel they could have got or someone else could have got. But if that was the case, they wouldn't have had to go outside. So I have experienced some bad cases traveling. I experienced some bad cases in some fabrication shops. Where I have had people look at me as if I should just be sweeping the floors and not being a lead man, not being a fabricator or a good welder. So, we all experience different things on the job that's uncomfortable, and we want to highlight those conversations because the beginner and those who diving in needs to have those realistic moments and just need to just know that, hey, it's real out here, fam. You know what I mean? And we want to highlight lessons learned. You know, lessons we have learned that really have been pivotal to our career, us getting to where we need to be in life. And I could highlight a few different things that I learned, especially, you know, transitioning from just thinking it as a job, because at first it was just a job. I couldn't figure out, I didn't know if I wanted it to turn it into a career because location, being at the wrong job and location can make you feel like, I want to switch it up. I don't know if it's for me or not. And then realizing once I stepped into a career and start making more money, there's different politics. There are different guidelines when you're dealing with corporate America. You know what I'm saying? So you have to realize when you're under that type of spectrum, there's different rules than a mom and pop shop. You know what I mean? So, there's different transitions, and I have experienced them all. And through it all, I got a chance to get some very valuable lessons when dealing with policy, when dealing with coworkers, um, with dealing with students, teaching as a welding instructor, so there's many different experiences that we face that I feel that could be highlighted that could really help someone if they're looking to be in whatever field. Luckily, I have got a chance to transition and mingle in three different areas, and I can honestly say that I'm glad I experienced the transition, because it really helped me to where I'm at now and where I'm going. And the next thing we want to talk about, we're going to call it pretty much around a toolbox talk. Everybody got that favorite tool or that favorite technique they like using, or they feel that every craftsman should know. And we want to highlight that, fam. We want to highlight that and see what that tool or technique is. Just to throw one of mine out there, if I had to pick one tool to keep with me, just if I only had to have one tool, uh, I think my one tool that I would keep with me is a tri square because I'm a welder fabricator. So with a tri square, I can be able to build a few different things, and I can fabricate and weld and lay out a few things. So if I only had one thing, one tool, and that tri square gives me the option to have tape measure as well because I do have measurements on the side, and I can make it into a square, and I can turn it into a different type of tools to help me find degrees and a few different things. So if I had to pick one tool, my favorite tool as a craftsman, as a welder fabricator, would be the tri square. That'll be the one if I can only get one. You know what I'm saying? To build something, so man, just get one thing. That'll be what I grab. That tri square. Um, I would say if I had to pick one technique, a welding technique that I would use all the time, in my personal opinion, one technique that I would use all the time. If I could only use one, I would probably use the circular motion. And I say that because depends on how wide you do the circular motion, how small you can be able to accomplish a few different types of styles of welds. You can be able to fill in gaps and keep from getting undercut, and you can be able to perform a nice profile. So if I only had to do one kind, I would say I pick the circular motion, and it's easier to learn. Now I do like the whipping motion, but sometimes in certain situations, um, I can't. You can't whip it right like you want to get the weld to do what you want to do. So I would say you have to know the discernment between the two. So sometimes you have to switch it up. But if you only had one technique, in my personal opinion, I would do the circular motion. I think I could be able to do that safely if it was with stick or with the MIG welding process. So that's one thing that I would use. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Hey, thanks for checking in, family. Our goal is to go live and really check in with our family throughout the country. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody checking in, liking, sharing the channel. We're going to bring some interesting guests on. I already have a handful of people who have already agreed to go live, and it's going to be some interesting conversations and probably some people that you're not going to be expecting to see. On the podcast show. So the goal is to call this Saved by Welding. And we're gonna start with episode one and continue it out. And we're gonna be doing dual videos on YouTube. So they actually have um, a part of the app now where once you get enough followers, you can actually go dual with someone. I don't know how soon it is that you can do that. Maybe after you get so many watch hours. But it's an opportunity where once I do it, I can just send you the link, and all you have to do is meet me. And once you're ready and you in, yeah, and then we can go live. So it's cool the way it's set up, and I think it gives me and the other person the opportunity to um, kill several birds with one stone if they're visiting someone or if they're out doing something and they can have a moment of their time to sit back and to go live and to get themselves set up where we can hold a conversation without being distracted. Hey, that's what we want to do. Get to an area where we can hear one another pretty good and we can hold a good conversation. So the goal is to introduce, like I say, a different way of inspiring others to hold on to the trades, to keep the trades alive. That's the main goal, and to show them, where the money at. We also want to talk about that money. All this generation most definitely want to know where the money is. So we want to know what's the least and the most you have made as a welder. or as a craftsman or whatever you do. How did it start out? Did you start out? Did you jump out just making them big bucks? Did you start out with some pennies? How was that experience for you? You know what I mean? Everybody had different experience, and sometimes, we hear stories. Man, I got out of school. Man, after doing this, I was making 150,000 a year. But realistically, a lot of people don't get out doing that. So we want to hear those true stories. But you still can get there. You still can get those big bucks. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to relocate, go to different sceneries, but you still can get that opportunity to make those big bucks. So one of the other things we want to talk about, um, closing it out close to the end, is advice to the aspiring, those who are starting. You know, we want to know from different tradesmen, like, what kind of advice you could give to someone that's thinking about diving into that trade that you love the most. Um, any type of things to look out for. Any type of you know any type of advice that, if this was your daughter, your son, that's how I look at it. If they're younger than you, and you really want to look out for them, what could you tell them? How could you coach them to navigate through that situation? A lot of times, those jewels of what we went through and what we had to survive can be the best thing someone getting started could use to take them to a whole nother level, family. A whole nother level. So I think it's valuable to hold those conversations, and like you say, you never know what a person is going through. So if you can find a way to deliver a message to uplift someone, to get them into it, it can change their lives. I know that different people I have aspired to dive into the trades as welding now, that has told me how the money they made and what they was able to buy, and now they own cars and starting to buy homes. I mean, it's a cool thing to see that you introduce someone to something that they could utilize, and they could teach their kids, and they could motivate someone else, and they could change their lives physically. You know what I mean? And then one of the close to the last things we're gonna talk about is the future vision, fam. Where do you see it? Where do we see welding? Where do we see your craft going in the future? How is technology? How is AI affecting it? Different people are so afraid of technology, fam, and we got to embrace it. Things are getting better. Technology is, if you use it to your advantage, it's going to improve your life. But we can't act like, oh man, I'm not going to be on that because I don't do that. We're going to get left behind, fam. We need to get introduced with AI. We need to start learning from it. We need to start creating ideas. We need to start implementing things, so that way we can get a feel of what not to do, or what to do, or what products to make, or what products to avoid, or what we can do, or what we can't. But you never know until you test it. So we have to really look at the future of how things are going. Right now, I've seen the post that there's over 300,000 welders needed about 26. And that's over 200 and something thousand plumbers needed. No, it was more than that. Let's say 500 and something thousand plumbers needed. I take that back. It was a lot of plumbers. And like, it's a lot of craftsmen's family, a lot of electricians, over 200 and something thousand. Like, it's a lot of tradesmen that's needed. And we need to encourage these upcoming generations to keep the trades alive. Because, regardless of how we get financially, who do you call when you get a problem? A tradesman. You know what I mean? So we could sit at a desk all day, but at the same time, we still spend our money with a craftsman, with someone to create something, to build something that we like, that inspire us, to motivate us to keep going. So I think that we need to look at it from all aspects. And then last but not least, fam, we want to highlight, how can we follow the person that we're interviewing? We want to know, what you got going on. What's the website? What's your channel? What's your page? What's the email? What's the phone number? What's the store address? Hey, how can we pop up, if you got something going on? And I think networking like that with other people can help spread the brand. It's all about us networking together. You know what they say, iron sharpens iron. Yes, welding is a very good trade. Welding is a very good trade. Thanks for checking in. There's so many options with welding, family. That's why I'm just going live randomly talking about the upcoming interviews. And welding is a trade that you can literally transcend your life. You can take it from a job to a career to a business. And I have did all three, starting out just thinking, just barely making a little money with a job to it entering into a career, a salary to you turn into a business, being your own, being the owner, CEO, owner operator of a company. So, there's so many things you can do with it, but it's all based on the individual, what you want to do, keeping your options open, and literally learning, training your mind to learn something new. A lot of times when we are older, you know, we hate to go back to learn things because learning things new make you feel like a kid again. And when you're older, a lot of times you don't want to go back to feeling like you're a kid again. But when you're learning something new, fam, you're always in that learning stage. And to me personally, I've dedicated my life to education. I want to learn. So if it helps me stay young by learning, I'm cool with that because always learning, family, can always give you the opportunity to take your life to the next level, take your family, take your dreams, be able to leave a bigger empire if you're always educating yourself. Okay, salute, salute. Structural welding is good money. I love structural welding. I made a lot of money in structural welding doing construction. So I love it from doing the manufacturing, building the steel, making the beams, columns, and all of that, and then going out also installing what we created. Salute, salute. Okay, you got a plan, fam. You got a plan. So we just have to start somewhere. So the main goal is to get started, but I really want to bring some good interviews. So my goal is to have some people go live, talk about the trades, what got them into it, what they're doing with it, and how can we keep it alive? How can we keep it alive? How can we create businesses from it, new opportunities, new ventures? Because there's so much going on, and we can't just place people in the box with it. We need innovative people. We can't just make everybody go punch a clock. Everybody isn't meant to be there forever. Different people transcend. So we want to be able to see it from all standpoints and encourage people to look at it in all standpoints, not just say, hey, you got to use the trades just to get a job because you don't. Or you got to use the trades just to have a career because you don't. You know what I mean? So it all depends on what the individual want to do, but we want to interview people who have um, done time in the trades. Putting 10 and 20 years in can, on one thing can really make a person an expert, really make a person a master, a mentor at what they do. I understand. I understand. Hey, 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 we got to take our time. We got to work with what we got, fam. Everybody got them experiences and things we go through. So, this Rising Family, I just wanted to go live and just introduce what I am working on so that way I can start going live interviewing people. And we're going to be scheduling these interviews probably around the evening time. I'm going to come with a set time. We can schedule this to be released. I don't know if we're gonna just go live and have it completely up live and then upload, or will we just go live at a certain time every time once a week, and then also upload them at a certain time. So, and make some clips and things like that. But we really want to highlight um, where we're going with it and where they have went with it. The people that were our guests, the people that we're interviewing, and holding an in-depth conversation. Like nothing to feel like we're in restraints or nothing, but to literally just be relaxed and hold a conversation and to encourage others to dive in it and to keep it alive. So I appreciate all the love and support. Salute everybody for checking in with me this rise. And I know it's early, but you know what they say, the early bird get the worm. So I'm up early, got a couple things going on. Just wanted to hold a conversation about this because I think it's important. And also I think it's important for me because making a decision to do something and stand on it is important. And I think if you're diving into the trade, you got to make a decision. You have to make that decision. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Salute, salute. I appreciate the love and support. And for those who also are looking for private welding classes, I am in the Northwest Arkansas area. So from Fort Smith to Fayetteville to Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville, that's the area I'm in. If you know someone interested in getting some private welding classes, I have 40-hour settings are going to go for $1,000. If you're trying to get 100-hour combo welding sessions where you learn two different type of processes, how to read the welding blueprints to start fabrication, layout, would be around $2,695, I believe, something like that. I think I got, maybe if I got the numbers tweaked, but it's close, and that's for 100 hours. And then also you have refreshers going for 225 for 4-hour refreshers if you're trying to TIG weld, stick weld, MIG weld, and you're about to go get that new job, and you need to just get some refreshers, get some tune-ups, come in and make sure you can go in and ace that test, so that way you can feed yourself, feed your family. Those are going to be, like I say, 225 for 4 hours. We have to realize that it takes money to make money in all aspects. Even when you're going to look for jobs, I have spent unbelievable amount of gas money traveling, doing interviews, fam, and be thinking like, man, how can I be winning and got to go spend all this money just to, wait and wait. But it is what it is, family. So if you get the right instructions and you got the right place to invest your money so that way you can grow and make more money, I think that's a wise thing to do. So invest in your education, invest in what you want. But there are a lot of free things out there that you don't have to take your money, but it's going to take your time. And to me personally, fam, time is more valuable than money. We can make more money, but I haven't figured out how to replace an hour that I've wasted. So we need to value our time. And if you're going to invest your time in education, make sure you stay focused. Make sure you listen. Make sure you get the lessons. And if you don't know something, ask questions. Don't just do something without asking a question. So I just have to say that. Okay, salute, salute. Thanks for checking in. Yes, we're going live in Arkansas, fam. So I appreciate the love and support. That's where I'm at the moment. Don't know how long my goal is to be here, probably for another year, fam, before I move around. So while I'm here, my goal is to help the area. And like I said, I want to do some cool things. I want to transition my brand to really expand and really get out there and help others, and to do some interviews that can really encourage someone to dive into the trades from middle school to high school to college, and those who are coming out of prison or changing over into different trades. If you're coming from an office and say, hey, I want to start doing something with my hands, whatever the situation is, I want to be able to encourage people to dive into that. So I really encourage people to just share the channel. I appreciate the likes. Please hit that like button, that share button. YouTube appreciates it. Let people know that we are serious about what we're doing, and everything is professional, and I've been consistent. So on the channel, like I say, my goal is to highlight some of the brands who are messing with. I want to give a salute out to Carbon Designs. If you get the opportunity, check out the website. That's carbondesigns.com. That's Carbon Designs. They will be one of our sponsors, so we'll most definitely have them involved inside of the show, where you can see some of their products, some of the things that they're doing, and how they're keeping the trades alive. So we wanted to bring the trades to the area we are also working in, and to highlight the products and the skills and the things that are made in small places, because you'll be surprised the type of businesses and the type of things that is being created in small towns. Like, it'll blow your mind. You'll be like, what made they made that over there? You know what I mean? So uh, make sure y'all stay in tune with me. I will be giving you more updates. I'm getting all the information together so I can be able to know how I'm going to lay everything out. But we're going to keep it simple and get started. And one thing I know, as long as we get started, we can always improve as we go. So if you got some comments on how we can improve the show, hey, leave them in the comment bar or send me a message. It's all good. No love lost. But if you're cool with me, make sure you fool with me when we go live, fam, because we really want to do a new thing, and we want to hold some cool conversations. And it's always cool when we got an audience checking in, giving us some live feedback, letting us know how they enjoyed everything and what they took from it. And we're going to make sure that we have something for male and female. We're going to be introducing and interviewing everyone. So if you are part of the trades and you love the trades, our goal is to interview you. So I appreciate everybody for checking in, fam. Like I said, I just wanted to go live this rising and bring you an update about the live YouTube dual interviews that will be coming soon. And for those who are looking to get some hog on gear, man, hey man, it's starting to switch over to the wintertime. So if you're looking for some hog on gear, all you have to do is go to Amazon and put in hog on welding hoodies, long sleeve shirts, all over the pop-up, fam. I got different colors, different kinds. Under $40 for a hoodie. Under $40 for a hoodie, and you're representing a good cause. So go get your hog on Amazon Prime. Get it in a few days, fam. Get you a hoodie. I appreciate the love and support. Also, we're going to have the welding skids coming soon where you'll be able to visit the website and able to purchase your own welding skid for $100. You download the blueprint and you'll be able to get the blueprint after you purchase it and the instructions on what type of metal, what you need to go buy, how to put this together, and then you can build your own to start your own mobile fabrication welding business, whatever it is that you're doing. So stay in tune with me, fam. I appreciate the love and support. Be blessed, continues to prosper. I'm out. Hold on.